you guys know that when Justin Roiland got into some trouble, I was like, this. I'm done with it. I'm done with canceling people. I'm done with this idea that every artist has to conform to the moral standards of society. You know, if he did a criminal thing, fine. He should suffer for it criminally. But as far as me watching his shows or me caring about his opinion, I'm not going to let, you know, whatever problems he had in his relationship get in the way of that. I don't care. That's between him and that chick. And if he broke a law, the law. But it turns out probably didn't even goddamn happen. So Justin Roiland released a statement, and it says, I have always known that these claims were false. I never had any doubt that this day would come. I'm thankful that this case has been dismissed, but at the same time, I am still deeply shaken by the horrible lies that were reported about me during this process. Most of all, I'm disappointed that so many people were so quick to judge without knowing the facts based solely on the word of an embittered ex trying to bypass due process and have me canceled. That it may have succeeded even partially is shameful. However, now that the legal case has ended, I'm determined to move forward and focus both on my creative projects and restoring my good name. So, odds are, this supposed incident of him beating this poor woman didn't even goddamn happen. Or if they did happen, there's no evidence that they did. Because the Orange County DA looked at this very high-profile case and said, like, there's really nothing here. There's nothing that there's not enough here to charge someone with a crime. And so, case dismissed. And instead of all of the people that on Justin Roiland being like, I guess we owe this guy an apology, like, well, just because the case was dismissed doesn't mean it didn't happen. Excuse me, if someone is canceled because criminal charges were filed against them and then the criminal charges are dropped, seems to me like the cancellation should probably also go away, considering the entire justification for it has flown the coop. You know, I'm not saying that maybe Justin Roiland was a dick. Even if he was completely 100% guilty of doing this, what business is it of yours? What business is it of yours? He got into an altercation with his ex and fought with her. Maybe he did some up shit. Maybe he did some shit that if you saw it, you go, oh man, that guy's a piece of shit. Maybe he is, but there was nothing there to charge him criminally, and that we have no evidence that it happened. None of us saw it happen. There's not enough evidence that it happened. So in the lieu of any reason to think it happened, why should we think it happened? Because a story was told? Like, when are we going to learn that this instant just like, I just believe anybody who claims to be a victim? That's not a good thing. Take them seriously. That's the message. If someone comes forward and says, I am a victim, something bad happened to me, take that person seriously. Absolutely. But just believe them? I automatically believe you? There's a reason why in our court system we have the presumption of innocence and we have due process. Now, it doesn't always work for us because our criminal justice system is underfunded and public defenders are overworked and all that stuff. But for a rich person, the justice system works pretty goddamn well because there is this presumption of innocence. So that means the state can't just point at you and be like, you're going to jail because we've declared you did bad. And it's like, can you prove I did bad? And they're like, no, we can't. But you know what? We say it, so it must be so. Yeah, I mean, like, that's true. If we believed every story, we'd be theists. Like, we would have to then, like, believe Mary. Believe Mary. She claims that she gave birth to this child, though she had not lain with a man. Believe Mary. Like, I'm sorry. I have a problem with blind belief. Now, taking someone seriously, looking at the claims with an open mind and being like, look, maybe these claims are true, maybe they're not. I want more information. I want to see where this goes. That's a perfectly reasonable mentality. But if you automatically believe women, or you automatically are if you're one of the chuds on the other side that automatically just think, nope, lying, she's a liar. Obviously, both of those sides are crazy, dogmatic dipshit. The reasonable goddamn position in this instance is skepticism. Open-minded, but skeptical. In fact, that's pretty much the right attitude for anything in all of life. Open-minded, as in, I am open to all of these possibilities, but skeptical, as in, I don't believe any of them until I see some evidence. There's no scenario in all of life where that is not the best approach, where that is not the most reasonable, most rational approach to the problem. And this is no different. I don't know what it is with the issue of sex that just distorts everybody's thinking, but this whole male power dynamic thing has entered the zeitgeist. So automatically, Justin Roiland must be a piece of shit. He's got to be. I got so much invested in it. He's just got to be. Turns out he's probably not. Whoops. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe instead of just continuously acting like, well, he probably, there was still the other stuff he said. There was still them DMs were kind of sussy and, just because they dropped the charges doesn't mean it didn't happen. Why are you so determined to build a gallows for this guy? Because you don't like the cartoon? You don't like the look of him? The whole pretext for this rush to judgment was the criminal charges that were filed against him. They've been dropped. Drop your vendetta. Put the pitchfork away. You probably shouldn't have grabbed it in the first place.